the FGC podcast. I'm Turk.
What the fuck happened to 9 through 0? This is Slug.
What are you talking about?
On my screen, you said, all right, we're getting ready to record, and it gave me a countdown from 15, it got to 11, and then it just went live. All right, we're already off to a great start. Hi, welcome to the FGC podcast. This is Turk.
So this is our first pre-recorded podcast, and we're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
And what's great about this, and the whole reason why we did this, was because so that we can increase Slug's quality and get us a better show. And I already can see why we're doing this. Because as we do this, it actively uploads into the cloud our footage so that I could download it and edit it into a podcast. Well, right now, what we've recorded so far in 1080p, I'm at 93% uploaded and consistently there, and Slug's at 15%.
Yeah,
uploaded.
boy, I'm at 17,
and it
16.
Just keeps going down.
Yep.
And
it's funny because I'm crystal clear for the first time ever, and you're the cloudy one on my screen. This is great. Oh, the tables have turned.
Well, so what it really is because your internet is chugging along, uploading, you're just seeing your native internet. This is pretty neat. This is pretty cool software. So this is not a sponsor, but we're using their service, and we're going to see. This is the same thing that we used to film the Hot Sauce Guide tournament, the Hot Sauce Guide March Madness tournament. I've been paying for it since then. And then forgot about it. So I think that we're going to continue to use it and just see what we can get out of it. It has a lot of cool features, like when Slug makes a really funny joke.
Oh, you have to be quicker than that, because I'm always funny. I'm always on. This is awkward now. Now you're killing us.
See? There's a funny joke there. I don't know if it played over the...
No, there was, nothing for us. No. So I hope it works better for the viewers. There it is.
There we go.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
That was a funny joke. It's got its own little soundboard built in, which is pretty neat too. Anyway, so this is going to be our first pre-recorded show. We're going to figure it out as we go, and hopefully things work out well. I am completely excited to be able to upload the... and do some production on the podcast, and kind of we'll be able to enter the photos in and stuff. You'll see that later. Like if I wanted to say Slug has a hot dog hat on right now, I could add one in later, and if I want to. If you don't see it in the live version of the podcast, that means that I got too lazy and didn't want to do it. So we'll see how that goes from there. And then I don't know, so we're not sponsored. This episode's not sponsored. I mean, I guess indirectly it's sponsored by FGCCertified.com. But right now, I think what everyone needs to do is go and check out your TikTok and our Instagram page, because the quality of content that you're pumping out is absolutely amazing.
Find Slugless.
So I have... Yeah, so it's at Slugless on TikTok, and then our Fat Guy Certified. I've uploaded some of them there. Slug's gonna be able to just upload
I got
duplicates and stuff now.
Fuck! I just uploaded one and I forgot the link. It's the first time. Okay, I finally have the Instagram link to the TikTok, and I'm pretty sure the TikTok I just put out before we started recording, I did not hit that button. But please check out the official Fat Guy Certified associated TikTok account, Slugless. And then I'm just going to be plugging all the stuff once I get into our Twitch, because you can't, probably because people will be perverts and take shit like Amaranth's little jiggle boobs and put them on their own Instagrams and their own TikToks. You can't actually download a clip from Twitch unless you're in the actual Twitch account. So once I get that locked up on my computer, I can then start taking our Twitch clips, and I can start cutting those up, and I can start putting some of those on the TikTok. This is a Fat Guy Certified renaissance, okay? The social media influence and our presence is about to be bam big, okay? Bam big. We're going to be blowing up on Instagram Reels, TikTok. Our Twitch is going to get more popular. Say it right now, August 29th, 2021, the year of our Lord Spaghetti Monster. This is where it turns around. This is where it starts getting big.
Okay.
Only
I'm
up.
down. Only up from here. I dig it.
And speaking of things that aren't going up, is these waists. Like, I'm wearing a shirt right now. I'm getting smaller and smaller. So even though my fat guyness is getting bigger, my belly's getting smaller. This shirt is already taken in, and it's already baggy. Like, I kind of look like I'm wearing like a dance shirt, like a little like PJ thing. It's too loose. This is real loose, and I don't want to show you the pants because it might break TOS.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not live right now, so I could edit out any slips. Like, I'll just put, like, a little emoji over any slips that might pop out. But I do have to say, if you do end up needing to buy some new clothes, I really recommend, this is not a sponsor, One
Yeah, it is.
Bone.
Totally sponsored.
I wish. Their stuff is so comfortable. I love it.
One Bone, you say?
I'm not wearing One Bone. I'm not wearing it right now, but I wear it probably 3/4 of the time. And they have like shirts and stuff that are designed for big people. Like their large is a size 0, and then if you wear a 1X, it's just a 1. A 2X is just a 2. So like they start with like the scale for big people. And the shirts are like super, super comfy. They have shirts that are designed to like hide your butt crack and your belly rolls and stuff. They're pretty cool. They're just expensive, which kind of sucks. But so if they were a sponsor, it'd be great. But so to transition, we'll use transition 5 on this thing and see what that does.
I like the sound effect.
We're gonna review. That's 3 reviews in a row. 3 places we're gonna review in a row, and I think I'm pretty hyped about it. That we've been able to just kind of just knock out multiple reviews, be able to criticize and FatGuyCertify a place. I'm interested to see how this place is going to shake up, because there are some bright shining stars.
There are
about this place. And then there are some deep, deep pits.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's get into reviewing Lucky Louie's.
Lucky Louie's Hot Dog Shop. So this place is a really, really important place to me, because it is one of the first places Gabtron and I went out on a date. She knew I liked the wiener. And I had never been to this place before. So she said, let me show you about this place. And I said, okay, all right, I'm down to go.
I bet she said it verbatim, too. Let me show you about this place. And
yeah,
that's when you were hooked.
Along those lines. And so I said, hot diggity dog, let's go get some Lulus. So we roll up, and it's a good place. So it's a place that, in my heart, it has a special memory. You could also, a cool thing about it when you get there is that it's yes, it has hot dogs and has some crazy ass hot dogs that we'll go through the menu in a little bit. But it's also like a pick six kind of shop too. So, like, they have, like, just a wall of beers, a lot of craft beers, a lot of local beers, all kinds of different variety that you can grab and just, like, pair up with whatever wiener you're getting and go from there. So, I think that let's just go through the menu a little bit first, talk about some of the things that are on the menu, and then we can talk about our experience and go into our official review. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So it's up in Erie. It's on Perry Highway. It's called Lucky Louie's Beer and Wieners. They've got really pretty extensive like following. It's not like it's like a hidden gem or anything like that. And Slug and I have gone several times, but we finally decided that this time that we would do like an actual review, because there are some things that we need to talk about. So they have 25 different, like, kind of just vegetarian menu items. They have all kinds of just different, just like crazy out there combos. Some they have like your standard, like just like your ketchup and your mustard and stuff like that. But then like your Chicago dog, which is like every hot dog place in the world should have a Chicago dog. With
I beg to differ, but we'll get into that. We can get into that in some other
yeah.
podcast.
But then they've got some like crazy things. So they've got like the Always Sunny dog, which is like a Philly cheesesteak with a hot dog in the middle of it. They've got the Dixie Normus, which is like chili, shredded cheddar cheese, coleslaw, mustard. The Asian Invasion, which is like a like an Asian cabbage, sweet chili sauce, wasabi sauce, and like crunchy rice noodles. And then my personal favorite, one that I get when I try to go, is the Yinzer. It's a Smith's andouille and that word andouille sausage with a pierogi, sauerkraut, French fried onions, melted cheddar cheese, chipotle seasoning, stadium mustard, and sour cream. It is like a Polish fest on a bun. It's absolutely
quite tasty.
delicious.
I got it this last time, and I was a fan.
Gabtron always gets the breakfast dog, which obviously is breakfast on a hot dog. Trying to remember, like it's got like it's like fully saturated in syrup, and like I think the bun is French toast. Like it's absolutely wild.
It's decadent, to say the least.
Yeah. It's wild. So this place has gone through some evolutions. I think it's important to discuss, especially when we get into the accessibility. When we first went, you couldn't come into the front door.
Correct.
I
don't think there was a side entrance. There was just a front door. It was not accessible.
Yeah. And so you had to go in through a fenced-off back door area from like the back of their parking lot. But as they've grown, they've added some different spaces. They've added like an outside tent and then like an outside eating area. And we discovered so when we first got there this time, we just had you just come in through what we normally have you come in through.
Yeah.
But now I think the main entrance is accessible. There is kind of like a little bit of a lip, but I think if you had enough oomph, you'd be able to get over it fairly well. But that is one of the glaring pitfalls of the place, and I think I'm going a little out of order here.
Always do, but it's all right.
That's something that we'll revisit and come back to. So,
just review it, baby. Just review it.
On this trip, we got quite a few different dogs. I'm going to share my screen, and we'll go through the different dogs that we got. So this dog right here. Oh, so that's... Oh, yeah. You're not seeing...
That's my pork. I mean, I'm seeing plenty of hot dogs. I'm sorry if it's not the one you wanted us to see.
All right. Okay.
Seeing more dicks more wieners than my first year of college.
So this bad boy right here is the hog dog. So this one has
simple
a hot dog,
yet decadent,
candied bacon, crumbled bacon, regular bacon, and cheese sauce. Just smothered in it. There's something white underneath there. I don't know. Is that like cream cheese or something?
That's the bun. That's just the bun.
Oh,
the way
that's
it's
just
folded.
The bun?
Yeah,
okay.
This is why I got this, because it was simple. It's just bacon times 3 and cheddar cheese sauce on a hot dog, and it was delightful.
Very, very good. So then this guy right here is the Yinzer dog. This is the one that we talked about that has sour cream, stadium mustard, fried onions. There's a pierogi underneath.
Yeah, there's 2
all
pierogies
that.
and some sauerkraut that you can't even see. That's how packed it was.
Yeah, just absolutely packed.
Mhm.
I also got the hog dog, so that's what this bad boy is. And then here's Gabtron's breakfast dog. So the bun is French toast. That's candied bacon in there.
Crazy.
That looks like a crepe. Is that like a crepe with some like cream? I don't
I
really
think
know.
that's just
Or are
cream
those,
cheese
like,
and it's a
poached
fried
eggs?
egg right on top. She definitely had a fried egg because
No,
it was
that-
drippy.
Yeah, those are poached eggs, I think. I'm trying to find it on the
Poached?
menu. I don't see it on the menu anymore, so I don't know. To read through it exactly. Yeah, I don't see it on the menu. Oh, there it is.
We're getting a little
breakfast-
impersonal. You keep going. We're going to get real chill. I
The
want
breakfast-
everybody... Go ahead.
The breakfast beard. It is an andouille sausage, French toast bun, fried egg, bacon topped with maple syrup, powdered sugar, and then you can add cream cheese. I don't think she did. I think that's just the fried egg on there. So you're taking a little chill right there. Right?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about all these delicious hot dogs and cholesterol-inducing heart attack foods, you just got to lay back and let nature take its course. So I invite everybody listening or watching along, just get comfortable, undo the shoes, kick off the socks, lean back, and just enjoy the sultriness of our voice and the greasiness of our food.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're just listening to the podcast, you won't even know. So then this is my other dog. I got the American as fuck. It's a Smith's Wiener, coleslaw, grandma's potato salad, baked beans, and mustard. And we've talked 1,000 times about my favorite hot dog place in Lincoln. They had the Snyder's Cookout or whatever it was called. Mm-hmm. And this is essentially the same thing. It's so fucking good. It's everything that you want at your standard just like your standard cookout on a bun, and it's delicious. So then there's a weird video of me. There's a weird video of you. That's a video of Gabs's thing leaking everywhere.
That's not safe for Twitch. We had to
then
wash down with a little
final
dessert.
Thing that we had was called the Happy Ending, which was a candied bacon hot dog, deep fried, with some brown sugar sprinkled on top. And so we touched tips there to end the meal and wash down the deliciousness with. And there's me staring into Slug's eyes as our tips touched, and we enjoyed. Oh, I just showed the roosters. But
no, we're not talking about cocks, all right? We're talking about wieners. See?
There we go.
Every time I make a joke, I get paid in the ability to be able to eat.
So let's go through our standard kind of protocol there. We talked about the food. We ran through the menu a little bit. Food quality. I think that this place gets a 5-star. I've never had a bad meal there. We've ate there multiple times. Oh. It's always been good. It's always been standard. We actually, unfortunately, ended up going on National Hot Dog Day, and it was packed. And they had thousands of wieners just on the grill all at once, grilling and stuff. And yeah, it took a little bit longer than probably normal, but we still got quality food. You saw the photos of it. It's still the standard that matches up with what they had. So I'm going to give food quality 5-star.
I agree with everything you say, but because I am the way I am, I cannot in good consciousness give somebody a 5 out of 5 for really only cooking hot dogs. Because at the end of the day, it is just hot dogs. But it was great, so I want to give them a 4. because if I was in the room where it happens, okay, if I saw the sausage get made, I'd like to know if they're making all the stuff, or if they're making the pierogies, if they're making their own chili, if they're making their own mac salad and potato salad, if they're frying up the eggs and all that just for their hot dogs and cooking their own bacon, that's cool, but I don't have confirmation. A lot of that could be canned, a lot of that could be processed, it could be pre-made, but they are cooking the dogs themselves. And as you said, it is delicious. I'm going with a 4. But at the end of the day, they are literally just putting hot dogs on a grill.
I thought there's so much that goes into it. You don't understand. You've never been behind a grill. You've never been on a flat top. You don't even know.
I've never been on. You're right. I've never served. I've never served on the line, sir.
I will agree to disagree, but at least you didn't give it a bad score.
Oh, I would never give it a bad score because, as you said, I've never had a bad meal. But, that's almost like saying I never had a bad meal at McDonald's. Just because I'm a fat pig, it doesn't mean that I'm going to a Michelin star restaurant.
You can't, no. You're just talking out. You're just diarrhea is flowing out of your mouth. Because the fact that you just compared the two, there's nothing.
I didn't say they were compared. I said it's if you were to compare them.
All right, whatever.
4 star.
Go to the
I give it
aesthetic.
the 4. Mm-hmm.
All right, the aesthetic of the space. I think the aesthetic is kind of just like one of the misses of the place.
Yeah.
It's very tight. It's very cramped. Even the tent outside was kind of cramped. Like the people behind us were like right on us. The inside, like if you wanted to eat in there, there's like 2 tables, but it gets so busy that like
you don't want to be there.
You don't want to be inside, so you want to go outside, but then the outside's just like a paved parking lot with a tent over top of it. It used to be much worse with just like picnic tables just thrown about. At least now there's kind of like an organizational. We didn't venture deep into the new addition, which is where they have like the picnic and stuff outside, like past the tent. But the pavement was uneven and kind of like all tarred up, and then there's like this. You can definitely tell the place needs a bigger location for the environment that it is. I think they're at a point now where they've outgrown their space, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have my own points, so I'll wait for you to give it the rating, and then I will chime in. Or do you want me to chime in before your rating?
I'm going to give it a 3 star for aesthetic.
Okay. I'm going to be a little bit more harsh.
It doesn't also have like a theme.
Well, okay, exactly what I was about to say. So let me go out there with you. I'm going to be a little bit more harsh. I'm going with a 2. And here's why. I have to disagree with you saying they've outgrown their space. I don't think they do, but aesthetic is important. I need to understand what's going on, and I've never once in my time at Lucky Louie's understood what was going on. So, when you're inside, like you said, there's only 2 tables, and one of them is a giant, like, 6 by 6 foot square table that has the L-shaped bench built into the wall that any slob or slug that comes in through the front door is dragging their fat ass or belly across the side of your table. And the other table is a 1-inch table that's a high seat, like when you're at a bar. So those really don't go together. And then when you go outside, there's no rhyme or reason, at least as you call it, renovation or evolution. It was a fenced-in area with a bunch of picnic tables. That made sense. Now they've knocked down 80% of their fences, and there's just a uneven blacktop that with no place to sit on the blacktop, may I add. Cords everywhere that run out to whatever fans or electrical devices are inside, outside. A long tent situation like a pavilion that has some random tables here, there, everywhere. You have the napkins at the end of that, and then out the ass end of the tent is just a wide open field with random trees that lead. You can walk right to the highway or to the neighbor's yard with a random spackling of tables. There's no rhyme or reason to it. If they were to just fence in their area and put the tables in a semi-pattern, you'd understand what you're doing. To me, I really thought that those people were the neighbors. I was like, wow, these neighbors just walking over to Lucky Louie's. I had no idea that those are actual patrons of the store. So I'm giving the aesthetic a 2 because I think they just need to reel it in a little bit with some organization. Even if it's a cheap spring training site type of like football camp, rope it off with a pipe and a little yellow string so you know your boundaries of Lucky Louie's. I didn't know where the highway, the neighbors, and Lucky Louie's started or ended. Also, I need a clear-cut entrance to that building. I feel like there was a side entrance that I didn't know existed. There's the front entrance where you can't really park. And then I had to come in through the back. They had to lift the gate and let me come in through the backyard like I was the cook or something. So I just need a little bit more organization. Inside, the menu is, like you said, it's simple. It's a wall of beer on the left, and the menu's written on the wall on the right. And then in between, just a bunch of grills going to town. So aesthetic, a 2. Because you have nothing going, and it's a jumbled mess.
And so then we morph into customer service. I think the customer service there is a 4-star. I have never had a bad experience, even when on National Hot Dog Day, where they're cooking way more than their average. And like the lady literally looked at me and said, I should have put in my calendar to not work today because last year was so bad and this is even worse. And I was just like, whew. I was like, that stinks. And she was like, yeah, she was like, it's tough, but we're getting through there. And then one of the other guys walks by and goes, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And like, so like, it was like a positive, jovial thing. Like you could tell that they were 100% stressed. But they were handling it well. They were like, we came back in and ordered dessert and an extra dog, and they were like completely chill about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they while already super stressed. In previous experiences, they have always been nice. They've always answered our questions. They're always suggesting beers. When they bring you out your food, they're always super nice. Ask if there's any questions or anything they can get. Never had a bad customer service experience. 4, I would just probably knock the 4 because they're stressed. It just, again, it seems like they might, if they could probably benefit from having a 4th, like a 1 more person working on the days that we've gone. It always seems like they don't have enough workers to properly manage the stress and like the environment, if that makes sense.
It does. And to be your devil's advocate, because of every reason you gave them a 4, I am giving them a 5. Because it's not my job, okay? I am but a humble fatty. I'm not going to tell them how to run a business. Understaffed or not, you said on the busiest day of the year, they were still jovial. They still answered our questions. They were happy. All right. I know you're a true Yinzer, and I just grew up outside of Yinzer, all right? But fuck everybody who works at a Permani Brothers, especially the original. They're cocksuckers. They are absolute scummy people, and I hate going there because of them. Okay? Not the case with Lucky Louie's. Even though I feel like I'm an inconvenience, they take that stigma away from me. They get the 5. Because even on a busiest day, 2 big dudes and you and I, we got Gabby and Hannah tagging along, my ass wheelchair. There's little kids coming in, all, and I did not feel like I was inconvenienced. I didn't feel like I was rude. They were having fun. When they were busy, they could have just said next, and they didn't. They took a time to be nice to everybody. That's a 5-star rating for customer service. Just because you want more people is not a reason for me to give them a 4. I think you're right. If they had more people, they'd be less stressed. But that just shows me that while stressed, their character showed through, and they all deserve a 5-star rating for their customer service.
That's a fair assessment. I don't hate you for it. You made me seem like a dick, though.
No. You make great points. You're more like, I don't want to say scientific, okay? But I'm the people person. I judge the inside. You judge the outside. We make a good combo.
I see. I get it.
Objective,
now. I get what you're saying.
Subjective. You're objective. I'm subjective.
Oh, okay.
See, objectively, you said they cooked a lot of hot dogs and you liked it. Subjectively, I said it's a fucking hot dog. How hard is that, okay? Like, a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old can both make your food.
You're such a bully. You're such a bully. So then let's talk about accessibility. I'll have you start.
Let's talk. Well, and accessibility is always funny to me because anytime you go to a place and they hype up or even half mention in the back of their pamphlet we're accessible, that is just you want to talk about you want to talk about objective or subjective, okay? I think handicap accessibility should be an objective term. However, it turns into more subjective more times than not, and that's okay because we don't live in a black and white world. So, can I get into the building? Yes. My wheelchair was, in fact, inside that building. Was it easy to get into that building? Not necessarily so. I believe I did have to ram it twice to get in. Can I get to the picnic tables? Yes. Is it hard to get through gravel? Absolutely. Did somebody have to come let me in through the back gate like I was livestock? Yes. However, I was still there. There's some parties I can't even go to no matter how hard I want to try. So these are all things that I have to take into consideration. So with the accessibility, I would say if you are an open-minded individual, you're not on a breathing apparatus, and you could take a bump or two, then yes, anybody in a wheelchair or with a mobility device could get to this. If you're elderly or you need a walker or crutches, you could easily come through the front door. But if you have a bigger power wheelchair, you might have to come through the side. So I'm going to go average because I don't feel comfortable cutting somebody down below an average when I can make it work. When I can't make it work, that's when I want to go a little bit harder because there are legitimate places that I cannot get to all throughout the world, both in big cities like Erie, New York, Pittsburgh, and smaller places like a Meadville or a Uniontown. Like back home, our little town of Uniontown, there's 3 restaurants that are up 4 flights of stairs or down in a basement, straight up. Can't get to them, so that's an automatic one. So you didn't do anything outstanding, Lucky Louies, but I can get in, and you're nice, so you get a 3.
Sounds good to me. I think we're about the same thing. When I'm looking at the aesthetics from, or like the Fat Guy Certified, is it friendly for fat guys? I'm probably going to give it a 3. As far as just general space, there's plenty of space for size. Like you're not feeling like you're getting like packed in like a sardine. Yeah, the things should be spaced a little bit better and designed a little bit better, and I think that'll help. But I
think outside plenty of space.
Yeah. But as far as the furniture goes, it's kind of inconsistent. And like it's an inconsistent in the opposite of Fat Boy Saloon. Where like at least there they had a variety that you could like pick and choose what you're comfortable with. This is just like a bunch of just random benches or metal furniture, but like none of it was really comfortable. I absolutely hate sitting on picnic benches, and for a majority of the time there, that's all you got. At least now they have like tables and stuff, but they're like metal, and they have like the armrests on them, so you kind of feel trapped in.
Yeah, your favorite.
I hate armrests. They're the goddamn worst. So I would give it a... Who rests their arms on an armrest?
Nobody. Nobody.
They generally will rest your arms on a table or like, you know what I mean? No one uses an actual goddamn armrest on a chair. So
you know what I will say? I will say this. Skinny people use armrests. No big person uses an armrest. On my wheelchair, I can't even find my goddamn armrest. It's under my belly.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Just straight bullshit. So I'm gonna knock it a little bit. 3, I think 3 is good. It's not great. It's not terrible.
Yeah, you didn't have to sit on a bench, but when you're ordering on a busy day, it can be crammed for fat guys or wheelchairs alike inside.
Yeah. So I ask you this question, Slug. Is it Fat Guy Certified?
So,
based off of a 5 and a 4 and food quality,
I think
a 5 and a 4 in customer service, a 4 and a 2, or or 3 and a 2 in aesthetics, and
an average 3
of fat guy friendliness, accessibility. What do you think?
Now, I'm not the brains of the operation here. That's you. I'm the face. I'm the talent. On my gut instinct, I would say that they would. I'm not mad if they are not Fat Guy certified. All right, this is a learning experience. But in my mind, if they scrape by, I think they've earned a scraped by the skin of their teeth, bare minimum requirements to be Fat Guy certified, because they hit the important stuff. Their aesthetic sucks, and they need to know that. But at the same time, there's a part of me, the grinder, okay? The dirty dude who wants to just fight for every penny he's got and just wants to make riches out of rags, okay? You turned a little six-pack shop on the side of the highway into a very delicious hot dog franchise, okay? But now, if you're not going under, if you're making money, quit living like a hobo, okay, and up it a little bit. Put a fucking fence in. Put some outside lights or something like that. Put a rope, goddammit, okay, so I know where I'm at and where I'm going. Maybe expand the parking lot. If you own all those goddamn trees, knock a couple down and put the parking lot over there. So your aesthetic sucks, but where it counts, I would say in your heart, you're Fat Guy certified. Looking at the numbers, Turk, did they make a Fat Guy certified ranking?
They are just over.
Okay, which is it? Because you said, I asked you for a multiple choice question, you said yes.
Just over, yes.
They just made it. All right, they just squeaked out the bronze level, the bronze tier. You know, the free battle pass of Fat Guy certified. Congratulations, Lucky Louies.
You got it. You passed the test. So we will get them their stuff, send them a sticker, a link to the episode, and then they'll be able to kind of check it out and kind of understand what we talked about. I think that as far as hot dog places go, they're one of the best I've been to.
It's the best. I know you took me to a place in Nebraska, and you talk about the dog place in Pittsburgh, but I'm not driving Pittsburgh for a damn hot dog. Okay, so like if I was local, I guess that's great. I think though, out of every hot dog joint I've ever been to, Lucky Louie's is the top notch because I like that they cut them open. That almost makes it more of a sandwich, and it makes it a little easier at times for me to eat. Like the Philly dog that I had before, never fell apart. The cheese congealed, held to the hot dog. I've had the Italian hot dog before, perfect. That cheese dog, perfect. Now, there was no way anybody with 4 hands and 3 knives are going to be able to eat that Pittsburgh monstrosity, so I cut that up and just ate it with a fork, and it was delicious. Okay, you're not going to tell me that, but even the sandwich that Gabby ate, 2 hands, it was easy. The things you were eating didn't fall apart. So they make a good hot dog. They make a great sandwich. They make a good combination. And like you mentioned earlier, it was a little hard to follow, but they do have some vegetarian options. I don't know if they have a vegan dog or a vegetarian dog, but they could throw a vegetarian dog onto a lot of their things. So they're helping. And I believe we did find out they have gluten-free. They do have a gluten-free bun option. So you can even have a gluten-free hot dog. Option.
That would have been really good to talk about during the accessibility portion. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave him a 3. I give him a 3.5 if you want.
You did give him
it's not enough to, you know what? Fuck it. Nobody talks about the glutenites, the glutards of our life. I'll give him a 4. I'll post that. I'll retroactively give them a 4 for accessibility because they have a gluten-free option. Not a lot of people have that. Good for you, Lucky Louies. You didn't skim by the skin of your teeth, but buy a fucking fence.
You passed the test. The only thing that I really wish that Lucky Louie's had that we didn't get to experience was their French fries. Because didn't you say that during COVID they did some French fries?
Maybe, I think I read that. I'm not going to lie. I've always hated potatoes, but since the potato diet and cleanse, I still hate looking at anything with the P in it. So, like, potatoes, done. French fries, hate them. So I gloss over those quite quickly. But I do feel like they did have something going on about French fries. And I know they did have a food challenge that they stopped during the pandemic, and they have not picked it back up yet.
So apparently there's a thing going into Erie called the Flagship City Food Hall. And they're gonna it's gonna be like a giant food hall, and it's gonna have 9 different restaurants in it. And like just like little food cart kind of things, and you just go pick up the food, and then you can just go sit down at like a table elsewhere or whatever.
Kind of like a food
and
court.
Lucky
Okay.
Louie's, yeah, and Lucky Louie's is one of them.
See, I think Lucky Louie's would be awesome in a situation like that. If you just had your kitchen only and somebody had to come up to a counter window to get their food, that's awesome. That's good. That'll eliminate a lot of that clutter. But having to come into a small, like, honest to goodness, my bedroom might have more floor space than the actual open area of Lucky Louie's, where you expect all your customers to come into and order. And so when you have National Hot Dog Day and your parking situation is sketchy at best, you know, like 4 of us and then 2 old people, their son, and then their like 3 grandkids came in, we were shoulder to shoulder. And that was just 2 orders. That was just 2 groups of patrons there, and you still had hundreds more to go throughout the hour. So I like that. Good for Lucky Louie's for being able to expand and maybe get a second franchise spot going, a second spot set up in the food hall.
This food hall looks really, really fucking cool.
Erie's got some stuff going on.
Excited to go to it when it's finished. They've got like a shawarma place going in, hot dog
I always wanted to
place.
try that.
There's a pretty big noodle bar in New York City that the executive chef is bringing to Erie.
Okay.
That's going to be pretty cool. That is going to be pretty damn cool. So, in summary, Fat Guy Certified's now pre-recorded. We'll be uploading them to social media. You'll see posts about it. We're going to kind of build up a little stockpile of them and post them when we can. And post them on Sundays, but you know what I mean. Secondly, Lucky Louie's is Fat Guy Certified, but they need to really work on and think about some feng shui in the establishment. Reprioritizing and looking at their space and doing it a little bit better. Maybe this flagship city food hall will help with that. We'll see. And then
lastly,
number 3. Go ahead. Number 3 is
follow the socials. All right. Fat Guy Certified Instagram and at Slugless on TikTok. We're blowing up. We got comedy. We got laughs. We got drama, tears. We got dancing. We got a lot going on.
I feel like you've got almost like a couple thousand views already, right?
I mean, it's hard to tell with the TikTok. I think you add it up. I'm over 1,000 general views, maybe getting close to 2,000 views. Not as famous as that reel that you put out of me eating that pizza. But I got some cool new stuff coming. And you know what? I'm just starting a new trend right now. It'll be my ongoing video series because that's what TikTok artists do. They have ongoing series because I got a lot of bears messaging me, man. And I'm flattered, truly. But let's just see if we could just shift that energy somewhere else. Let's see if we get some other messages. Literally, I have like 7 people that I talk to, all of them LGBTQ, which I'm an ally. I love it. It's just sometimes it makes me wonder what am I sending out? And it's a good case study. Nonetheless, it's a great case study, if anything else. Like the efforts of Slug and how he just welcomes all.
Well, I'm really interested to see what this new adventure is like for you.
Thank you.
And for us. So, with that being said, I think there's only one thing left to say.
Stay fat!